Hello, this is Klaus Jensen and welcome back to the second part of this Anand-Topalov game from 1993. It's an interesting martial attack, and at this point Topalov decided that he would play rook f6 to continue his attack, and at this point Anand is not too afraid of the black attack and decides to opening up a backdoor for the rook. We were talking about how he would like to activate his a1 rook, so he plays a4, which is also a standard maneuver for white in many lines of the Ruy Lopez. Rook g6, a takes b5, a takes b5, and now Anand has activated his rook on a1. And realizing that the black attack is not so dangerous, he turns his attention to his bishop instead. This bishop, which is acting as no more than a passively placed pawn. And how to activate this bishop? Well, Anand found the answer. He played f5. Very nice move, making space on f4 for the bishop. Bishop takes f5, bishop f4. And giving up this pawn to make space on f4 has now transformed this bishop from a pawn to a full-blooded bishop again. Good play from Anand, I think. Bishop e7, of course Topalov cannot allow the exchange of any pieces now. Instead he turns his bishop's attention to h4. Bishop e5, bishop takes h4, rook a7, and this is the first mistake from Anand in the game. Rybka here sees queen h2, pinning the bishop to the queen. And after e3, rook a7, bishop d3, rook f to a1, white can later take on g7 and h4. For example, e2, then rook takes g7, rook takes, bishop takes, queen takes, king takes, and queen takes. But this is of course very difficult to see, even for a great player like Anand. But this will simplify things and give Anand one endgame. But Anand played rook a7, and then Topalov took on g3, bishop takes, e3, with the idea of making space on e4 to play bishop e4. But Anand is now in control and plays rook e7, and after bishop e4, he planned to take the exchange, to take out this bishop, but he played an intermediate check. He played rook e8, which is in fact a major blunder from Anand. The correct move order was to take on e4, and then d takes, and then rook f8 check, forcing the king to h7, and then queen takes e4, and now the rook is pinned to the king. And then if e2, then we can Anand could play king g2, protecting the bishop, so white can safely take the pawn should black play e1. This would be the correct move order. The problem with the move order that Anand chose in the game, rook e8 check, king h7, and then taking on e4, and d takes, and queen takes, is that now Topalov could have played e2, and this is why the rook should have been on f8 here instead of f1, because now the rook is threatened and has to move away, and not giving white the time to play king g2. So now, for example, rook e1, queen g5, then this bishop is unsavable, and we are heading for an even endgame. So this would lead to a draw, I think. But Topalov misses this opportunity and he plays queen h3 instead. And then rook f3, e2, and now a nice move, queen b1, keeping the rook pinned to the king, and at the same time protecting e1. And if e1 was played, queen takes e1 would protect the bishop. So this is keeping all together for Anand. And Topalov is lost here. h5 also came, king f2, h4, bishop can move away, queen g2 check, king e3, and Topalov resigned the game. I think this was a very interesting martial game with some original ideas from both sides. The rook exchange, the exchange sack from Topalov, the f5 pawn sack from Anand, making space for his bishop, and and this what makes this game a great game, despite there were some blunders from both sides in the latter stages of the game. And I hope that we will see some interesting games like this in their upcoming World Championship match, which is starting in only a few weeks' time from now. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope to see you on my blog at klausjensen.com. Bye bye for now.